I wouldn't call myself a pessimist. I prefer the label realistic survival planner. And realistically speaking, the moment Commander Threx announced that our final Academy evaluation would take place on Kelmar 3, I knew three things for certain. First, most of us were probably going to die. Second, it would be slow, painful, and involve creatures with far too many teeth. Third, somehow, the human would survive and make the rest of us look incompetent. My designation is VEC, Third Cycle Cadet of the Galactic Union Defense Academy. Or rather, was a cadet. Past tense feels appropriate when you're about to be dropped onto a planet officially classified as, why would anyone do this? The Union ranks planets from Class 1, meaning harmless garden worlds, to Class 10, meaning the planet is actively attempting to erase you from existence. Kelmar 3 sits at Class 3, which sounds manageable until you learn that nearly all known species can't survive above Class 2 without assistance. Kelmar 3's atmospheric pressure compresses internal organs, its wildlife considers everything edible, and its storms throw boulders around like toys. Naturally, this was where the Academy chose to test us. Commander Threx, an unpleasant Hexian mass of ice stalks and authority, announced we'd be split into 5 squads and dropped in separate zones. Our task was simple: survive 72 hours and reach the extraction point. He actually used the word simple. We were issued 1 medkit, 1 emergency beacon, a water filter, a protein synthesizer, and, apparently, our wits. I heard someone whimper. It may have been me. My assigned team was Squad 7. Members included Kara, a Florian, Dome, a Krytoian, and Tyler Grant, a human. Humans had joined the galaxy 40 cycles ago and immediately earned a reputation for being fragile, reckless, and disturbingly hard to kill. Earth itself was a Class 7 death world. Humans survived that. Which meant Kelmar 3 was about to become very educational. I found my squad in the hangar bay. Kara's bioluminescent skin pulsed anxious yellow, Dome stood like a walking boulder, and Tyler Grant leaned against a crate eating something suspiciously casual for a pre-death scenario. He greeted me with a grin and called me man, a human term that apparently ignores logic entirely. When I explained Kelmar 3's dangers, predator density, hostile terrain, and ambush megafauna, Tyler listened with interest, then compared it to a vacation. He claimed Earth was worse. I felt something inside me fracture. Upon landing, the forest assaulted every sense. The air was thick, alive, and wrong. Vegetation fought for space, humidity coated everything, and unseen creatures made noises best described as threatening. I ordered an equipment check and suggested a defensive perimeter. Tyler suggested movement instead. His logic, moving targets survive longer, was unsettling but not incorrect. After a vote, we began heading northeast toward extraction, with Tyler insisting on taking point. An hour later, he froze. Kelmar stalkers, 6-legged ambush predators with crystalline spines, surrounded us. Tyler immediately issued calm, precise orders. Dome hurled a massive rock, disrupting their formation. Tyler attacked with terrifying efficiency, buying us time to run. We fled straight into a marsh and encountered something worse, a massive lurker with concentric teeth. Dome crushed it with brute strength, but something larger stirred beneath the water. That was our cue to leave immediately. By the time we escaped, Tyler was bleeding, Kara was near collapse, and Dome's armor was cracked. Tyler called it a success. I called it a statistical miracle. But we were alive, and that, according to the human, meant we were winning. We camped beneath massive root structures, using fire for warmth and deterrence. Tyler took first watch despite his injury, insisting humans functioned fine without sleep. I strongly disagreed but lacked the energy to argue. The second day was worse. Steeper terrain, constant signs of predators, and the discovery of an abandoned academy shelter, blood everywhere. Someone hadn't made it. The reality of Kelmar 3 finally settled in. We pushed harder, covering over 30 kilometers by nightfall. Everyone was injured or exhausted, but Tyler remained relentlessly optimistic. Humans, I learned, treat survival like a personal challenge. On the final day, we broke into open grasslands near the extraction zone, only to trigger an underground swarm nest. Thousands of insectoid attackers poured out. Tyler deployed improvised chemical smoke using Academy supplies, disabling the swarm long enough for us to escape. We reached the extraction platform barely functional but ahead of schedule. Commander Threx congratulated us, noting our injuries with mild disapproval. Medical teams patched us up, 17 stitches for Tyler, extensive repairs for Dome, bruises and exhaustion for the rest of us. All teams were eventually recovered. Everyone survived. Later, Tyler thanked me for leading the squad. I thanked him for not letting us die. He said humans were just stubborn that way. And that was the terrifying truth. Kelmar 3 nearly killed us, but it also forged us into something stronger than cadets. We were a unit now. A team. And somehow, despite everything, I knew this wouldn't be the last dangerous situation a human dragged me into. Because for humans, a Class 3 Deathworld was apparently just spring break.